chaste if she is true to her husband. So that's something that would be very important to him, that she would have a pure heart and be chaste because of what he's trying to do for him. And said, Ah, sir, my liege, lord, and my love, shall I accuse the hidden cruel fate and mighty causes wrought in heaven above, or the blind God that doth me thus amate for hoped love to win me certain hate? So we're talking here a little bit about free will versus fate. And she's basically saying this is fate. Now, of course, we know this isn't the real Una, but she's saying that basically this is what I am meant to do, and also this is what you're meant to do. So don't try to fight it. So he really is angry at her at this point, but she's trying to reason with him. Yet thus perforce he bids me do or die. Die is my due, yet rue my wretched state. You whom my heart-avenging destiny hath made judge of my life or death indifferently. So basically, I am a sinner. And God is indifferent. So it doesn't matter what we do. It matters to him, though, but she's trying to tempt him. Your own dear sake forced me at first to leave my father's kingdom. There she stopped with tears, her swollen heart her speech seemed to bereave, and then again begun. My weaker years, captive to fortune and frail worldly fears, fly to your faith for succour and sure aid. Let me not die in languor and long tears. Why, dame, quoth he, what hath ye thus dismayed? What phrase ye that were wont to comfort me afraid? So basically, she's saying to him, I left because of you. You were trying to save me, and I trusted you. And she also uses her tears to try to convince him that she's right and she's not doing anything wrong. And even at the end, he questions her. It almost seems like he's starting to go along with what she's saying, but he's not quite sure. Love of yourselves, she said, and dear constraint, lets me not sleep, but waste the weary night in secret anguish and unpitied plaint, while you in careless sleep are drowned quite. Her doubtful words made that redoubted knight suspect her truth. Yet since no untruth he knew, her fawning love with foul disdainful spite he would not shun, but said, Dear dame, I rue that for my sake unknown such grief unto you. So she's basically saying, I can't help it, but he really doesn't believe her. And the thing is, he does not know sin. He does not know evil. So he doesn't recognize it either. So when she's being dishonest, not telling the truth, he wouldn't even recognize it. Assure yourself, it fell not all to ground, for all so dear as life is to my heart. I deem your love, and hold me to you bound. Nay, let vain fears procure your needless smart, where cause is none, but to your rest depart. Not all content, yet seems she to appease her mournful plaints, beguiled of her art, and fed with words that could not choose but please. So sliding softly forth, she turned as to her ease. So you might want to wonder, is he playing along here? That's a question that you can decide for yourselves. But she's definitely filling him with sweet words, and he's trying to figure it out. Long after lay he musing at her mood, much grieved to think that gentle dame so light, for whose defense he was to shed his blood, so he's surprised at her because of how serious the situation is. At last dull weariness of former fight, having rocked asleep in his irksome sprite, That troublous dream 'gan freshly toss his brain, With bowers and beds and ladies' dear delight. But when he saw his labor all was vain, With that misformed sprite he back returned again. So he's he is sleeping and goes back to his dream. So actually, nothing is particularly resolved at the end of this canto. If you want to read further, of course, you can, but this is all we are going to do of The Faerie Queene by Edmund Spenser.